I am Precious Mzea Sakaleje. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. ECL ready to abandon his immunity as he labels HH a cheater. Finance Minister Dr. SITUMBEKO MUSOKOTWANE re-echoes creditors' stance on Zambia's debt. Details coming through after this commercial.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry.
There's so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
In other media news in detail, governance activist Isaac Mwanza has charged that peaceful protests are part of a democratic state like Zambia, reacting to a statement issued by Home Affairs and Internal Security Minister Jack Mwimbu that he will not allow booth operators to protest. Mr. Mwanza says this statement is undemocratic.
Warnings that have been issued by the Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Jack Mwimbu, as regards the protests, peaceful protests by those who want to protest during the AU summit are quite unfortunate. They're unfortunate because the United Party for National Development, led by Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, when in opposition, they believed in peaceful demonstration. They issued a lot of requests to the police for peaceful demonstration. When people like Laura Miti, Pilato, and the rest were arrested for a peaceful demonstration, they were the first ones to condemn the then ruling government. Now, what has changed? Now that they're in power, they have the power, they can allow the peaceful protest, but we are seeing them issuing the same warnings that the Patriotic Front had issued when they were in power. The tolerance that is going to grow towards that will be unfortunate because they're preparing the minds of their supporters and the million others who do not agree with peaceful protest to be pouncing on protesters when they're supposed to be protecting the protesters themselves. So we ask them again to revisit their ideals of what a democratic society must look like.
The Drug Enforcement Commission DEC Director General Mary Chirwa says the Commission Tuesday suspended questioning of former First Lady Esther Lungu. Ms. Chirwa notes that this is based on the fact that it would send a wrong signal to the foreign dignitaries in the country attending the African Union meeting slated from the 14th to the 17th of July 2022 and her being the mother of the nation.
All citizens are eagerly waiting to see the outcome of the case in which former First Lady under the Patriotic Front PF Esther Lungu is being accused of owning 15 flats in State Lodge area, as the Drug Enforcement Commission DEC says records for the houses are missing at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. The DEC recently commenced investigations over the houses, which are registered under a Mr. Bena Chituta as a farm in Kasama, after the daughter of the said man refuted that her father owned the said properties. It was later established that the houses belonged to Esther Nyawatembo, wife of former President Edgar Lungu, through a ZESCO prepaid meter. The former First Lady was invited for questioning on 7th July 2022 at the Commission but did not show up, as a lawyer cited short notice requesting for a meeting on Tuesday, 12th July 2022 at 10 hours. DEC Director General Mary Chirwa, during a press briefing Tuesday, has however reviewed that the Commission has turned down the request due to the upcoming African Union Summit, which is slated from 14th to 17th July 2022, stating that this will not augur well, her being a former First Lady.
As you are aware, the country is hosting the AU Summit, and following social media reports that some sections of society would want to raid the Commission on this day, the interview has been postponed to a later date, and we want to mention as DEC that we have a lot of respect for the former First Lady as the mother of the nation. And in this regard, we would be comfortable to interview her from wherever she will be comfortable. All we want is to establish facts and bring this matter to a logical conclusion. It is unfortunate that the properties we are investigating have led us to her. And I'm sure none of you wants to be in my position right now. Nevertheless, we have to do a professional job. As the Commission, we have responded to the lawyers, informing them of our unavailability to attend to the matter today, and instead we have pushed the date forward. The nation shall be informed once the matter is concluded.
Meanwhile, the DEC DG has dispelled allegations that the Commission has seized vehicles belonging to South African-based Zambian businessman Mr. James Ndambo, as is being alleged on social media.
So far, the Commission has established the names in which these motor vehicles are registered, of which one is a company, and Mr. Ndambo, as alleged in the public media, is not a director or shareholder. None of the motor vehicles is registered in the names of James Ndambo or my hometown as alleged. As a Commission, we therefore wish to dismiss media reports that we are investigating the South African businessman in connection with these vehicles, or indeed anything else. If, however, Mr. Ndambo claims that the said motor vehicles are his, we shall still record the necessary statements for us to conclude the matter professionally.
She reveals that the vehicles seized belong to companies, among them Global Logistics, Sago General Dealers, and individuals identified as Yusuf Ali and Mr. David Jerry, among others. Ms. Chira has revealed that the Commission is still trying to establish the owner of the residence at which the houses were seized, as the matter is still being investigated. Meanwhile, in a phone interview, Governance Elections Advocacy Research Services GEARS Initiative Executive Director McDonough Chipenzi says there is no need to give special treatment to citizens when they are suspects of crimes.
So we believe that if it's law, it's law. Let everyone be faced by the similar treatment. The way they would go and get somebody who is refusing is the way they should do to anyone who has refused to obey the law. If the law is blind of status, the law is blind of race, the law is blind of color, the law is blind of age and ability. So everyone should be equal before the law. But if that's what they have decided, they must ensure that no one gets compromised on the way.
Investigative wings in the country are currently on a crusade to restore sanity to the country by bringing to book offenders of various financial crimes. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, former President Edgar Lungu has dared government of stripping off his immunity if they wish to, and investigate any matter they feel he may be found wanting on. Speaking at his residence in Lusaka Tuesday, where Patriotic Front members of Parliament went to offer solidarity to former First Lady Esther Lungu, who was supposed to appear before the Drug Enforcement Commission, the former head of state says one does not need to be intelligent to understand what is happening to his family.
As they waited for 14 hours before they proceed to the National Assembly and attend to their parliamentary duties, opposition Patriotic Front members of Parliament and youths Tuesday morning gathered at the residence of former Republican President Edgar Lungu's mansion in Lusaka's Ibex Hill area to offer solidarity to the former First Lady who was supposed to appear before the Drug Enforcement Commission. Former First Lady Esther Lungu, who the law enforcement agency Drug Enforcement Commission has been seeking to question over the alleged 15 flats located in State Lodge area, believed to have been corruptly acquired, was expected to appear before the commission. However, DEC Director General Mary Chiwa said the commission postponed the interview to a later date, a situation that forced PF members who had stand up to offer solidarity to Mrs. Lungu drive their way to her premise on account that they needed to ensure that she was safe and in good spirit.
Your members of parliament, Your Excellency, are ready to even lay their lives in defense of the peace that we fought for. It's for that reason, Your Excellency, when DEC informed us that her honor, Madam First Lady, was not appearing, we could not believe them. It's difficult to believe what these people say. We thought she was still within the buildings.
And Mrs. Lungu, who seemed delighted to notice the presence of opposition members, thanked the gathering and, without addressing the issue of the floods, reminded them of God's love.
Remain prayerful so that Himself, God, who sees and knows and listens to each and every sound and voice, will indeed come to our rescue. Will intervene in all our situations. We should live a life that is not regrettable, much as we may be grieving for all the treatment that we may be given.
On the other side, former President Lungu said one does not need to be intelligent to know that there is a plot to go after him after authorities finish with his wife, adding that he is ready to answer any charges in an event his immunity is lifted.
You don't have to be very intelligent to know that after her it's me. So this is a sequence. You're just peeling the onion. So I'm ready. All I can say is I'm ready. And they talk about immunity. Yes, they can take away the immunity, but I'll be able to answer to whatever charges. So I'm ready. Even if they say, look, I'm hiding behind the immunity, I'm not hiding anything. And even now, they're at liberty to question me and the citizen I can answer. So don't worry. I know what's going on. The strategy is to make sure that they kill PF, they kill my political life. I'm still politically active, although not in leadership, but I can still give an opinion, I can still influence certain things. So they're worried about that.
The former head of state, who conceded defeat to President Hakainde Hichilema in the 12 August 2021 general elections and pledged to comply with the constitutional provisions of a peaceful transition of power, says he did well to give power to the other guy so that people can see and compare leadership.
A lot of you have said you should have resisted, but I can assure you to do the right thing to do. Rather than they see and compare, we stand head and shoulder above them now. May we check those who are liars. I know that some people lied into power. I'm talking about the United Kingdom. There's a guy called Bojo. Boris Johnson. He lied his way to number 10 Downing Street. Lessons can be drawn. If we cannot keep quiet, and I have already said enough. Lying.
In the next few days, we'll be hosting the Excellency. We thank you so much.
Lying.
Let him answer.
Thank
you, Excellency. Thank you so much. Chapa, our media, that's all.
Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Finance and National Planning Minister SITUMBEKO MUSOKOTWANE has disclosed that all the creditors have agreed to help Zambia restructure the debt, which he says is a gateway to the International Monetary Fund (IMF) bailout package for the country. Mr. MUSOKOTWANE says the discussion with the IMF on the bailout package were concluded and explains that the bailout package can only be made available to the country once the country gives assurance to the IMF team that its debt is sustainable.
Debt restructuring is a gateway to get into an IMF program. The IMF says, yes, we can give you a credit a program, but we need an assurance that your debt is sustainable, so discuss with the creditors. There is no more discussion with us, between us and the IMF. We have concluded the discussion. We have agreed. Okay? No more discussions. We've all agreed on everything. What is now just awaiting us is to have this debt restructured, then immediately it is an IMF program. When you are talking about inflation, you are not talking about the price of one commodity. Understand that very carefully. You are not talking about the price of one commodity. You are talking about the price of a basket of goods and services that the typical consumer consumes.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of the Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. ECL ready to abandon his immunity as he labels HH a cheater. Finance Minister Dr. SITUMBEKO MUSOKOTWANE re-echoes creditors' stance on Zambia's debt. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.